A brief synopsis of the tidal definitions used on our charts and tidal information. The chart datum is the lowest amount of water expected ever in a certain area. It generally coincides with the lowest astronomical tides for our calculations. Drying height here is the height of water above chart datum it takes to cover an obstruction such as a rock or a sandbar. It is denoted on charts as green areas with a 0 point number value denoting how high the water has to be in order to cover the obstruction. The mean low water springs and mean high water springs are the average value of high and low water tides over a period at springs. The mean low water neaps and mean high water neaps are the average of the tidal difference between high and low over a period at neaps. The tidal range between mean high water neaps and mean low water neaps is much less than the tidal difference between mean low water springs and mean high water springs, because the springs tidal range is much greater than the neaps tidal range. Tidal height is the height of water above chart datum to the water surface, and this we will go into in further detail later on. Rise is the amount of water you have between low water and where you are at any particular time of the day. This information is also extremely important to know for our calculations, which we'll go into later on. The highest astronomical tide is due to astronomical and meteorological effects, and this is the highest we will ever see our water rise to. And then our charted height is the height of land-based objects, example towers, bridges, etc., and this is in reference to the highest astronomical tide. To find the tidal stream on your chart, you will locate this symbol, which is known as a tidal diamond. There will be different letters in the diamond according to its position. As you can see, you have your geographical position, your latitude and longitude, your direction of stream in degrees true, your rate of spring tides in knots, and your rate of neap tides in knot. And you have your hours before high water, and hours after, correlating to each point of information that you will get in your tidal diamond. And your tidal diamond tells you the tidal streams referred to at high water at whatever your standard port is that you require this information for. Regarding high water at your standard port, you need to check what times the high water is at that standard port in order to apply it to your tidal diamond information. With this information, you can extrapolate what direction and speed your tidal flow will be with you or against you at differing times of the tidal arc. If you look at your tidal almanac, with regards to tides, it gives an awful lot of information. The red numbers denote spring tides. The blue numbers denote neap tides. You will also notice there are symbols denoting the lunar phase marked under the date. Example, new moon, waxing moon, full moon, waning moon. At the top of your page you will have your latitude and longitude for your standard port, the times of your high water and low water in its cycle for that day. In the Reed's Almanac, which we normally use, your standard time is universal or Greenwich Mean Time. In the non-shaded area, Monday the 26th of May This falls under British summertime, so you must add an hour to the Universal or Greenwich Mean Time, which is your standard time for the Almanac. In the shaded areas, it is Universal or Greenwich Mean Time. At the bottom of your Almanac page, you will find information about the chart Datum and what height it is in meters above the Ordnance Datum. The highest astronomical tide is also found at the bottom of your Almanac page. Ordnance Datum is the mean sea level as defined for Ordnance Survey. However, Dublin has a very interesting fact. Ordinary Datum Dublin is the only datum based on a low on a given date rather than a mean level over a given period. Therefore, it lies below chart datum, and hence we must be careful to check the value is positive or negative. Ordnance Datum Dublin is defined as the level to which the tide fell on April 8, 1837 in Dublin Bay, also known as Poolbeg Lighthouse Datum. The Almanac shows us the high water and low water each day and what depth they are, so we can work out our tidal ranges. The Tidal Atlas will show the direction of flow, which can be measured in degrees true. This is a pictorial version of the tidal diamonds, and it shows the tidal flow for each tidal hour with the standard port marked below the diagram for reference information. Example, Southern Ireland, Area 12, equals high water Dover, or 0030 before high water Dublin, so half an hour before high water Dublin. In the pictorials, you will see arrows denoting the strength and direction of the tide. The heavier the colour of the arrow, the stronger the tidal push. So in this example, we have 1.0 knots of neaps and 2.1 knots of spring tides versus 1.1 knots of neaps and 2.0 knots of spring tide. Hence you have a weaker coloured arrow, and you can use the arrow in order to get your degrees true in order to work out your direction of flow. The other term that we have here is slack, which is no noticeable tidal push in any direction. Understanding what the tide is doing at any particular time of day allows us to make calculations for our passage planning, anchoring, and passing over areas of shallow, such as spits between islands, for taking a shortcut. I hope you found this information useful, and if so, please like and subscribe. Take care, safe sailing, God bless, bye bye.